My name is Heather, and I am from Toronto. I live with my dad and stepmom. My mom died when I was very little, so I never really got to know her, and for many years, it was just my dad and I. We were happy together, and I had lots of good memories with just the two of us. Then one day, Dad met another woman. I love my dad, and I want to see him happy, so I was in support of him getting back out there and dating again. She seemed amazing, and I loved her. She was always so sweet to me, and I enjoyed spending time with her and my father. Eventually, my dad decided that this woman was the one. He was going to ask her to marry him, and I was so happy. Their wedding was great, and I was even a maid of honor for them. It was great. After a few months, she was basically like a second mother to me. But I started to get the feeling something was off with her. She loved to be on her phone, even when she was with me and my dad, but that wasn't a problem by itself. My stepmom had a small group of friends that she was very close with, so she texted them a lot. Sometimes it was so bad she didn't even look up from her phone at all. She'd just sit there and giggle to herself. A few times I even tried to ask her about what she was laughing at, and she told me,
"Oh, don't worry about that, Heather. My friends just told me a funny joke, that's all."
Well, what was the joke? I love jokes.
It's nothing. You wouldn't like it.
I didn't think much of it at the time. After all, maybe it was just a joke I wouldn't understand. But I tried to ask her again later and got the same answer again. I couldn't help but feel like she was hiding something from me. But over time, I forgot all about what she said to me and continued with my life. A few weeks later, I decided to go to the gym. I wasn't too out of shape. In fact, I think I'm pretty attractive, but I was feeling a little chubby, so I headed out. As I was about to leave, my stepmom stopped me and asked if she could come too. I was excited. I thought it would be a great bonding time for us. We got to the gym and I started to work out, but she just sat around on her phone like usual. Except this time, I saw her taking photos of me while I worked out. I decided to question her about it. "Are you taking pictures of me? Why are you doing that?"
Don't worry so much. It's like before and after photos to show your progress.
I thought it was a little weird since I was mid-workout when she took them, but I was too busy exercising to really focus on it. I saw her secretly take a few more pictures of me before I left. She hadn't lifted a single weight or even exercised at all. My stepmom just sat nearby on her phone, texting and laughing. Finally, I finished up my workout and we headed back home. That night, I was cleaning up my stepmom and dad's room when I noticed a weird light coming from their nightstand. When I glanced over, I saw that it was coming from my stepmom's phone that was charging there. I was a little curious, so I took a peek at it. Of course, it was a message from one of her best friends. That part didn't surprise me at all. But it was what the friend was saying that shocked me. The message read, "Look at that fatty go. Good for her, she sure needs the exercise." I was shaken. Surely they couldn't be talking about me, right? I was probably just being paranoid, but I just had to know. Curiosity got the better of me, but I couldn't just take her phone. So I waited, and while I waited, I texted one of my own friends. But as we sat down for dinner, I thought that I would try one last time to talk with her about it. "So what did you do with those pictures you took of me today?"
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm just keeping them for myself to see how far you come after a while.
I wanted to believe her, but there was something wrong here. I had to find out for myself. After supper, my dad went to bed while my stepmom stayed up for a bit longer. As usual, she was sitting on her phone laughing and texting. I watched her from the corner of my eye, wondering what this funny joke is that she refused to tell me. Finally, she went to bed too. I waited for an hour, then decided to make my move. I slowly crept up to their door and creaked it open. It squeaked slightly when I entered, but I could still hear my dad snoring, so I thought I was in the clear still. I grabbed my stepmom's phone from the charger and snuck back out of the room. I had asked my friend to meet me here earlier, so now I took the phone to him. I knew he was great at technology and hacking, and he was able to break into it in no time. I pulled up the chat my stepmom was in and gasped. She'd posted the photos she took of me working out there and then said to everyone there, "Hey guys, look at this. She's actually at the gym for once." All her friends were commenting the same thing too. They were all talking about how fat and ugly I was. It made me want to cry, seeing all of those mean things about me. I scrolled through the chats, reading some of the messages. It turns out my stepmom had been bad-mouthing me this whole time. Even before she had married my dad, she had been calling me horrible names and claiming I was fat. Without any of the group members knowing, I added myself to the chat secretly. Now I'd know for sure whenever my horrible stepmom was gossiping about me. As the days went by, I got more notifications. Sometimes I saw my stepmom laughing to herself like usual, but now I could see what she was laughing at. One of her friends had just said I look like a goat this time. She texted a response of she really does. It's hilarious. But that wasn't what bothered me. I could take her insults fine. But then she started to insult my dad. She called him lazy, stupid, and all other kinds of names behind his back. I wouldn't stand for this. So I unleashed my secret weapon. That night, I once again took her phone. This time after I got in, I went straight to her dating app. I saw it when I first got into her phone, but I was too busy with her text to question it. I scrolled through her profile. She was trying to find a new boyfriend while she was still married to my dad. I was really mad now, so I decided to get some revenge. I changed her profile picture to the ugliest lady I could find online and put the phone back. The next few days, she seemed very depressed, and I felt proud of myself. She texted the group chat saying, "All the guys online are calling me ugly and fat. Why are they being so mean to me?" I kept an eye on my stepmom from then on, and I saw she deleted the dating app, feeling sorry for herself. She quit talking about me as much too. I guess having a bunch of strangers insulting her really helped her realize how wrong she was. She still acted sweet and caring, but this time I think she really meant it. She started to realize how lucky she was to have a husband who loves her, and to have a daughter like me too. Her group chat started to talk about other things instead of gossip, and she began spending less time on her phone and more time with us. I think, with enough time, we'll be a real family again. As long as my stepmom doesn't go back to her old habits again, that is. Thanks for watching, like, share, and subscribe.